In this video, we are going to understand what are the requirements before creating product in Magento system. So you can see this is a sample product which has been installed while installing sample data of Magento, right? So this is what are the things we should take care of before creating product. So you can see this is the product name, these are the product images, there is the size, color, quantity, add to cart button, add to wish list, add to compare. Then here is the details, some description has been added. Then more information, style, material, pattern, climate, and here are the reviews. So this is what information is there. When we create product, what are the things which we need to take care of? So size, color, these are the attributes. Okay, product name, this is the attribute. Price is the attribute. Details means description. Then we have style, material. So what are the data which we are going to display for the product? So when we create product, first things we need to understand is what are the characteristics of that product. We need to make a list of that characteristics of the product, which is called as attributes, product attributes. So when we create product attributes, it's very important to understand what type of data will be there, right? So if you can see here, style is one of the characteristics of this product, so we called it as an attribute. So style is an attribute. So what kind of data is going to store? Is that going to be color swatches like this? Are we going to display simple text in it, or we have this kind of options there? Okay, so these kind of analysis we need to do depending upon the products we are going to enter. So there are around simple, configurable, grouped, virtual, bundle, and these are the product types. So we should make a list of the data which we are going to create or which we are going to assign in the product, and what type of product are we going to create. So depending upon that, we need to select here add product button, right? So these are the product types. So we will understand each of these product types one by one, but before that, attributes are needed to make a product, right? So let's focus on attributes in this video. So here you can see this is the thumbnail name type, right? This is the products, where catalog and then products. So here type, attribute set, SKU, price, quantity, visibility. So these are attributes which defines a product. Now how we can create these attributes and what is the best way to do it? Let's understand the product which is visible on here, visible on front end. What is there in the admin panel for it? So this is the product which I edited, right? Which I searched here and then clicked on it so that I can see its details, right? So here is the enable product, attribute set, name, SKUs, and all this data we can show up on the front end. Isn't it amazing? Right? So in the content you can see description here, right? So which we saw here in the details. Perfect. So the data which has been entered here can be shown on here. So let's first create the attributes. So for that, we can go to any of the product and then click on add cart button. So that will give us the option to create a characteristic for that product. So product has a name, product has some weight, product has some quantity, right, in the stock, product has price. And to uniquely identify products, we have SKUs, right? So let's first understand how to create attribute. For that, click on stores, then in the attributes, product. So here we will see the list of attributes. So these are the list of attributes. Now the point is, how many types of attributes are there in Magento systems? So there are two types of attributes. First is the system attribute. This is the list of attributes. If we click yes and then we search, Yeah, if we searched, so now we have 66. If we search and apply filter of system, yes, so these are system attributes which are 43 in records, right? So these attributes we cannot modify, right? And the other we called it as a custom attributes. We can create a new attribute which will be custom attributes. Okay, so when we click on new attribute, so these are the attribute properties which are visible, which we can give. So at default label is what? So let me show you here in the attributes list. Yeah, so this is the attribute list, right? And we are about to create new attribute. Now what is default label? Default label, can you see this name? So default label is this name, right? New theme, active theme, description, image, product name. So what is this? For example, take one of the attribute name. Okay, so this is the default label, product name. So when we create or edit product, you can see this attribute product name, right? But to uniquely identify it, name we can change it, right? But the code which is generated here in attribute code will not be changed, and which will be used internally. On the front end you will see the default label like color, size, product name, description, short description, those kind of, which is shown here, default label. And this is the code to uniquely identify that attribute. Clear? Once attribute is created, you cannot modify attribute code. You can change the label, correct? Okay, so clear? Now let's go to catalog input type for store owner. Okay, so if we consider name as a product attribute which is there, right? Just for example, I'm telling you. So what kind of data we are going to enter in the product name? It will be simple text, right? So let's see this. Yeah, here let me just click on this so that you can see its details, right? So this is the default name. Now catalog input type for store owner is text field, because this is the text field. If you want text area like this, so you can choose, we can give that area also here from text field, text area, text editor. So these are the input types which we can assign to our attribute, right? So let's take an example of text field. What are the text field attributes? Project name is a text field attribute. Let's see some other. So meta title is also one of the text field attribute, correct? Right? So let's take another example of text area, which are the attributes which are having text area. So this is short description, text area is there, then we have description, right? Let me see if we have some other, right? So depending upon the requirement, we can choose the type of data we are going to insert into it. We can select the drop down as well, right? We can give date type as well, correct? We can give multiple select. So let's understand drop down, how the drop down input type has been given to this text class attribute. Okay, go back here. Okay, so here text search. Okay, so I'm searching with what? This name. Okay, text, where is that? Yeah, text class. So this is default label, correct? So I'm searching in default. So this is the attribute. Its code is text underscore class underscore id. Name is text class. What is going to display on the side? Text class, that is default label. Now here catalog input type is drop down. Can you see it? Drop down. Here is the option of drop down. How to enter those values? Let's understand that. Okay, because in the text field we don't need to enter any values, we don't need to provide the options for it, right? But in the drop down we need to add options, right? So how it has been done? Let's go to manage options, okay, and here you can see taxable goods, refund, adjustment, gift option. These are the options which are there. Let me see, okay, right? Taxable goods, refund, adjustment, gift options. Now what is the option we can show by default, right? So when you come into this, you can see taxable good is the default option selected. How is that been done? It's been done here. Is default, tick and then save. So it will display this option as by defaultly selected. So this is how the Magento has given us facility, right? So one more drop down attribute is stock status, right? Okay, now let's understand this. Set product as a new from, right? Let me just copy the text, okay? So we will see what kind of data type is this, input data type. Click back here so that we can go to the list of the attributes. Yeah, so here search. Can you see news underscore from underscore date? So this is the code and this is the, okay, so let me just see. Okay, so catalog input type for the store owner is date, right? So if we select our attribute with this input type date, then that will look like this. It will give us from date and to date. Clear? You know this, right? Right, now let's focus on multi-select option. So how it's been done, what type of data input type we need to select. So let's go for activity here, right? Activity, copy. Oh, sorry, let me reset it because it's not a system attribute. Okay, so here can you see activity? Let me click over here. Yeah, so multi-select option is there, right? Multi-select option is there. So input type multi-select will show up. We will see like this, but how to add this attribute, values for this attribute? Let's go scroll down, manage options, and here you can see these number of attributes. If you want some more, you can add, click on add option, and that will open up this page. So you can add some text and save. Simple, right? So clear with this data type? Simple, right? So these are multi-select attributes. Now how is this attribute created? Yes, no attribute, right? So echo collection. Let's copy this and search. So input catalog input type for store owner is yes, no, right? So in this way we can select the options as per our requirement. What kind of attribute we are going to create, we will decide input type for store owner. Clear so far? Very easy, right? You can take samples from here itself. It is very easy to understand and find it out. Value required field, okay. So we have option of yes or no. So this field is, we can set to yes if we want this data to be mandatory. So when product is created or saved, this attribute should have data in it. It should not be blank. So it's mandatory to fill its data. In that case, we can set to yes. So let's take an example of where which attributes have been selected as the values required. So a required field, can you see here? So required field, if we select yes, so that this will display all the list of the attributes which are mandatory in Magento system to fill data. in it. So product name, let's go to the product. Can you see star mark is here, so which is mandatory. SKU is mandatory, price is mandatory. So in this way, can you see the list here? So these attributes are mandatory. So if we are creating our attribute, do we want that attribute to be to have data every time when product is created? It should not be empty. In that case, we select it as a yes. Else, we will select it as a no. Simple. So this is clear, right? Default label, catalog input type for store owner, and values required. Now let's understand advanced attribute properties. So here you can see attribute code. What exactly is this code? This code is used to uniquely identify that particular attribute, and this is used internally. We will not going to display this attribute code on the front end or on the site, right? So this is the attribute codes which are used for the development. Now scope. Declare attribute value saving scope. So there are three scope: store view, website, and global. Global means this attribute will be available in all the websites. So website means this attribute can have different values depending upon the websites we create, as per website, and here as per store view. Simple. Then there is a default value option for creating attributes. What is default value? When we create a product, so whatever value is appearing here will display automatically, okay, and we can save it directly. But what if we have already created products, already there are products, and now we are going to create an attribute which requires a default value. So in that case, the existing products will not have value for this attribute. So in that case, you need to import value for this attribute for every product, which you can do with import option, which is there in Magento system. So from there you can import the data of that particular attribute in all the products which are required. Simple. Now unique value. If we select yes, means whatever values will be stored in that attribute should be unique. It should not contain duplicate values. Name itself indicates what it is for. Then we have input validation for store owner. So if we select decimal number, then it's mandatory to enter the values which have decimal numbers in it. So value should be decimal, should be integer. So if or letters, URLs, or image, right? So if we are creating email address kind of attribute, then it is important to use email as a validation, because we cannot enter numbers or text simply or letters. We should apply some validation so that useful data will be entered in our system. Then add to column options. Select yes to add attribute to the list of column options and the product grid. What is product grid? So here is a product grid. This is called as a product grid. Catalog and then products. So that will show product grid. Now what option is this? Add to column options. So in the product grid, there is a default view. There is a columns, and if we select yes there, then that attribute will appear here. And if we select tick here, if we select tick, then that column will appear in this grid, right? Use in filter options. Same way, yes, no. Here that is being also used in product grid. If we click on filter, then that attribute, just like ID, price, and quantity is appearing here, our new attribute will appear if we select yes in use in filter options. Now let's understand manage labels. So this is basically a simple text or label, default label we can say, but this label we can put it different depending upon the store views which we have. If you want some label A here, we may want to display some other text in some other store, so that we can manage from here. Storefront properties. So these are very important characteristics which we can assign to attributes. Very important storefront properties. So if we are creating a creating an attribute, and we want that attribute to be searchable. So if we are searching product on the front end, okay, so we can search with the name, right? We can search with some style, material, pattern, climate. So in this way, if we select yes there in using search, then we can search the product with that attribute. So if we search for style or name, then in that case, for example, name attribute is a searchable, right? So in that case, breathe easy tank, if I copy and paste it here, then it will display result. I mean, this product will be in the result. Then visible in advanced search. So there is an option in the footer which is as an advanced search. So if you click on advanced search, so this page is getting open. Meanwhile, let me show you searchable. So if we select yes, then all attributes will appear in the list which are searchable from the search box, right? So that list will appear here. Now let's go to advanced search, and here product name, SKU. So these are been selected as a yes for visible in advanced search, and that's why they are displaying. So if one of the customer wants to search a product, depending upon these conditions, he can set some data and can search using this advanced search. Then we are compare on front end, storefront. So if let me see, so we can say add to compare, right? So I have added this product to add to compare. Let me add one more product. So I am adding this product as well to compare both the products. Yeah, so you added product when you come to the comparison list. Click on this. So how many products are there? One product is there. So here you can add multiple products to compare them. And what are the attributes which are being used to compare? SKU and description, because for these attributes this option is selected as a compare on front end. If we select yes, then our attribute also will appear here, somewhere here, comparing both the attributes values, showing both the attributes values. It's very easy to understand. Use in layered navigation. If we select yes, then that attribute values will appear in the layered navigation. So here you can see tops and bottoms out there. So in this way, our attribute will also appear in the navigation, and depending upon its values, we can filter the product. Then we have using search result layered navigation. So for this, input type should be yes, no, drop down, multi select, and price. Okay, so these options are available for these input types. Then position of the attribute in layered navigation. So here you can see up and down, we can move with this option. Okay, use for promo rules. If you know promotions, well, in that case you can use this. If you right now we are not we haven't understood how we can create promotions. So when we will learn how to create promotions or marketing, well, in that case we will learn how to use this attribute, these options for the attribute. Then we have allow HTML tags on storefront. Yeah, so that will allow us to add some HTMLs. Okay, here can you see show hide editor? So here we can add some HTML. So that kind of options is there available. Visible on catalog pages on storefront. Yeah, so here is the list, and this is a catalog page, right? So if we select yes, then that attribute will appear here, its value will appear here. Then used in product listing, of course, same, right? Depends on our design. Used for sorting, and here is the sorting options. So do you know sort by options is there? Okay, so if we have the attributes with used for sorting in product listing, yes, in that case, okay, so let's understand, if there will be sort by option and the name will be one of the options for it, name, position. So depending upon that, the products can be sorted. So this is how we can use the attributes and can be created the attributes. Very easy, but before creating a product, you should analyze what kind of data we are going to enter into the product, and depending upon that, we need to decide the catalog input type, what kind of validation we are going to use, what kind of content is going to are we going to make it searchable, are we going to display in layered navigation, are we going to use in compare. So those kind of information will help us while creating attributes for the product. So in the next video, we will understand how to use these attributes in attribute set